Welcome to the Vision Challenge. One of the things I want to make sure of is you understand as we get into this the entire journey that you're embarking upon. First of all, I want you to understand a little bit about why I do this. So quickly in the introduction, I want to tell you a little bit about the story, my story, and then we'll get right into an overall picture of the journey that you're about to embark upon if you choose to do so. So first of all, let me talk about my story. I was about 13 years ago in the corporate world, did a lot of traveling, had a lot of success, had a lot of opportunities, had all the trappings. And one day I was on a flight, I woke up, found myself in what I would call the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Literally, the plane landed, stood up, still kind of dark, and everybody else seemed to be moving in slow motion. And it was that point, it was September 8th of 2005, and I realized at that point that I was not moving forward in a way that made me happy with the direction I was going. I had plenty of money, plenty of what most people would look at as success, but I wasn't living my ideal day. Won't get into all the reasons for that, but the first thing I will tell you is that that was my first awakening, my first breakthrough, was realizing that I wanted to spend whatever time I had left, not just making money, but making a difference. Now that may not be your story, and one of the things that I'm going to talk about here is I want to hear and learn as we go through this process, not just your history, but your dream story. My dream, my vision, as I do the Vision Challenge from my perspective, was to change the world one dream at a time. And I'll explain to you as we go through kind of what that looks like, and you'll see that in the Vision Challenge. So let me talk more about my story, because in my story and now in my view of the world that I'm in and the world that I'm serving is we are in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and we all are zombies. Now that is not a disparaging term. That is not something that I want you to say, okay, I'm insulted by that. The reality of it is I'm a zombie. I'm infected with the zombie virus. I am on a daily basis finding myself moving forward, not with my intention, not driven by my vision, but in fact manipulated to move forward either by my past, the emotions that I've experienced for the last however many years I've been alive, but I'm also being manipulated to make decisions, whether it's lifestyle and so on, that aren't in support of the destiny or the vision that I have chosen now to live. And what I would like to do is not only change the world one dream at a time by understanding and being a champion or a warrior for your vision. I'm known as a vision warrior, but also I want to save the world one zombie at a time. We'll never get totally out of our zombie state, and that's a lot of science and things that I think you'll find as we go through this journey together that I've learned through the process. So we're all zombies. I'm not even going to say that's arguable. So if you want to debate whether you're a zombie or not, then maybe you're not ready for the Vision Challenge. So let's talk about the overall process. Let's talk about how the Vision Challenge fits in to the overall process, and then I want to take you not only through what happens there very quickly in an overview state, but also where we go after the Vision Challenge, which I think has been an important understanding that the hundreds of people that have gone through the Vision Challenge, that they want to know going into it. So Why might you care? Why might you be ready to be in the Vision Challenge? The bottom line is, if you are continuing to look at your business or look at your life and say, I need to, if the words, the language of imperatives, I should, I think, I want to, if you're saying these things, but in fact not finding yourself doing those things, then chances are you're a zombie. Chances are, on a day-to-day basis, you're making decisions based upon influences that are not those conscious things that you wished you were achieving. Another reason you might be interested in the Vision Challenge is maybe you're beginning your journey. Hopefully, I love serving millennials, young people wanting to start their career, start their job, start their business. Maybe you're ready to get started. Maybe you've been on the journey of life for a while, like me. Maybe you've been a history. Maybe you've woken up and found that you are somewhere that you didn't intend to be. Then this Vision Challenge is for you. Maybe you're, as some people have said, I'm 50 years old and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Definitely the Vision Challenge is for you. Maybe you said, I'm very successful, I'm very happy with where I'm at, and I'm now ready to take my life, my business to the next level. The Vision Challenge is something that you need to really invest your time in, because it is your vision. And that's what I'm going to talk about today as we go through. And as we go over the next 5 days with the Vision Challenge, we're going to go through each component of both discovering and clarifying your unique reason, vision, and value. So let's talk about the journey. First of all, wake up. One of the things I've attempted to do in the beginning here is hopefully awaken you to the fact that we are all zombies. And so waking up is the first thing. Realizing that there's more. Realizing that maybe you haven't arrived and that you're ready to do something about it. So waking up, and I'll talk about the little tool that we have for that, that probably will evolve into even more sophisticated tool, but for right now, we'll talk about that. The next one is doing the Vision Challenge. That is step 2, creating and discovering and clarifying your vision. And then step 3, which is one that people coming out of the Vision Challenge, okay, say, now what's next, is a step of transformation. And we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like. There's actually 3 steps in transformation that we'll talk about. And I've given you tools throughout the Vision Challenge and beyond that you can take advantage of as we go through this journey together. First of all, waking up. Waking up, we have on the businessgrowthnetwork.org site, there's an option called assessment. It's actually an assessment we call the zombie quiz. It deals with these 10 areas: your health practices, communications, conversations, where you hang out, focus, your consumer lifestyle, eating habits, community, sustainability, and legacy. Very simple, 10 categories, 10 questions. There's 3 statements in each category. You pick the statement, not that exactly covers you, but the statement that most aligns with where you're at on the journey. And when you're done, it will say, congratulations, you are X% zombie. You're 100% zombie, you're 50% zombie. Honestly, we're all some percentage zombie. I can tell you how to take the test to get to 0%, but it is clearly not something that anybody, I think, could honestly say if you answer the questions honestly. So let's talk about step 2. Step 2 in the 3-step process is the Vision Challenge. Once you've awakened to the need, which hopefully that's why you're watching this video, I'm already here, is the Vision Challenge has 3 major components. And let's talk about those 3 components. The first one being your unique reason. This is the reason that you have been given by God, the universe, whatever source. This is the reason you exist. This is the reason that you matter. This is that thing, that burn, that desire that's always been there that you may or may not acknowledge or may not be totally tuned into, but it's your why, your purpose, your reason, however you want to characterize it. And in that part of the process, we will identify your unique reason. First, discover and then clarify. The second component is your unique value. And I say it's not the second component because actually the vision part is the second component in the 5-day process. But the two things, your reason and your value, actually the I means that you are part of your identity. They are who you would identify. I am here for this reason, and this is the value that I provide. The cool thing about the value component is something generally that you can monetize. Probably have been things throughout your life, your unique value, or things that people have paid you for. Not necessarily the specific company or job or whatever, but they are value that you bring to whatever you do. And the third component, which is the one that I say is the signature component of this, is if anything were possible, what would my ideal life look like? What would my future, what could I imagine? If anything were possible, what kind of future could you imagine? That's really the signature question. But interestingly enough, I say that's E, that's the experiences you seek. So many times when people ask you, what's your why, what do you want, where are you going? The answers come in, I want a big car, I want a fancy house, I want this or that or the other thing. And the reality of it is none of that is really true. So through the vision challenge during day 2, we're going to begin to define in great detail a very holistic vision of that ideal day, that life that you want to experience as you're moving forward in your journey. And it's not a destination, but in fact, it's a daily component because your life is day by day. So those are the 3 components combined give you your ideal life. Once you've completed the vision challenge, then the key is how to put that in action. So the first thing is once you have your unique reason, vision, and value, then we're going to, number 1, get clarity on that. Make sure that in fact those are your values. Those are the values you live. Those are the values you want to live in your ideal day. Get clarity on that. Get alignment with the things that you're doing on a daily basis. Once we have that clarity on the alignment of where your vision is and your ideal life is, then we have to go on a daily journey to take daily action around that vision so that you can begin moving forward on your ideal day in your ideal life. And then the ultimate end or place we want to get to as quickly as possible is living your ideal day. Which again, that's your ideal life because that is what you're living one day at a time. Every day is your life. Being present, being there, being active in your daily life is what we're seeking to drive as the result of the vision change. So with that, we're going to close out the introduction and get ready to move into step 2, which is the vision challenge. Step 2. Overall, again, as we talked about, the vision challenge is made up of 3 components. And day 1, we're going to focus on the unique reason. And day 2, we're going to talk about the unique vision. And day 3, we're going to talk about your unique value. Each component will have a reason discovery workbook, a vision discovery workbook, and a value discovery workbook. I'll tell you right now, the vision discovery workbook is 6 pages, 3 different sections, roughly 60 such prompts and questions that you'll go through to help you think through that. So the reason and the value sections can be done in a relatively short period of time over the 5 days. But the vision one is going to take you some work. So in fact, you may or may not already have the vision discovery workbook in your hands, and I would encourage you to begin the process of looking through that. So let's embark now on day one of the vision challenge.